babies. What's up, my darling MVPs, and how are you all doing? Welcome back to Sale with Mimiciously Mimi, where you get the gist. I see they do waiting. I see they hurt. Of course, you know there's no sleeping on a bicycle on this channel. If you snooze, you do what? You lose. Are you yet to subscribe to this channel, or are you still sitting on a far long thing? Kindly pause right there, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. If not, tell me, how do you want to get the gist brewing from the cooking pot? Like, how do you want to get the gist? I see they hot. Yo, guys, Mara, I am so impressed. Like, saying I am impressed, I think is an understatement. Like, what? Anyways, let me not rush. Of course, we all know it was tax o'clock for the Siyamosha housemates. And we all know how this week wager tax has been going from, one left to right. It has not been stable. Arguments, divided house, divided rules, whatever. We've been following it back to back. So we're like, oh, no, they lost this wager already. Oh, no, they lost this wager. Now they got to the arena. Biggie addressed them, on the wager tax being unhealthy living, and they had to organize a talk show with a guest and everything. It was divided into 3 stages, the talk show stage, the exercise part, and then the showcasing the food, So guys, and it was time for the housemates to actually, carry it out. And Biggie also addressed the part of the steak where they took the meat that actually caused the brouhaha between Ballet and what's her name again? Yolanda, because it was Lerato who actually made the move. They ate the steak, and then Ballet was left out, and that she did not eat from it. So Biggie says since they ate it, their wager is going to be from 80 now to 100, meaning that they stake for 100% wager, meaning if they fail, it is gone and just few supplies, And then Biggie called the head of house to confirm from him if that was what they wagered, 80%. The head of house confirmed and said, yes, that is what they wagered. And Biggie asked them to actually stay according to how they want to present the show. At the sound of the buzzer, they should carry on. Guys, wahala be like bicycle. While it was happening, of course, I am very sure even you, if you were following the housemates or you were following the gist at hand, we were talking back to back because we have had enough of clash from Mark Jr. and Papa Ghost regarding this particular wager tax and how it has stirred a whole lot of dramas between those two guys. Meanwhile, I do not know that these housemates were fully prepared for this because immediately the buzzer sound and it was time to swing into action, guys. First off, the hosts, which we have Sinaye and Chuenza. These two literally actually carried their role well as a host. See, guys, I'm not gonna lie, from the starting point was when I'm like, big brother, if you fail this housemate, I go know it because I'm like, the way, the charisma, the courage of the host, Chuenza is actually good with this hosting thingy, with presenting. And then they ushered in the doctors. We had Neo, we had Yolanda and Taki, and then Liema. They are the doctors, and they actually specialize separately. And Neo was like for physical health, like exercise. Yolanda is for sexual parts. I think Liema and Taki had similar parts. It's just like mental parts, doctors. So the thing is here, the audience are to ask question. There are areas of concern where they are worried about, and then the doctors would handle accordingly. And the question asked, the doctor from their various field would answer. If you had to do with anything that is about sexual life, Yolanda would handle. Physical, Neo would. When it comes to mental health, then it is for Liema and Taki. The first person to ask the question was young Papi. His problem was that when he is angry, he actually punched the wall, and he ended up injuring himself. So instead of hitting somebody, he would actually go hitting the walls and all of that, so as to relieve the anger. You understand? There are people like that. When they are pissed, they go hitting, punching the wall, inflicting injuries on themselves. So young Papi was actually seeking for advice from the doctors on how he would handle such. And guess what? Liema attended to him. The delivery was Liema actually gave out a nice speech. I remember during the practice how she was a bit shaky, but she actually did well tonight. I'm not gonna lie. So really his own question was I don't even know how to put it out there, but he's actually cheated. He actually cheated. I don't know how to put it. He knocked. I just don't. I want to actually put the words in a way it's not gonna be that raw. Okay. So he knocked. He now got infected. Afterwards. He now actually infected his girlfriend, the person he want to get married to. So he's now asking the doctors, what will he do? Because he doesn't want to let the girlfriend know that he is the cause of their predicament. So his question is, what would he do? And the person who attended to Willie was her name, Yolanda. And one thing I like about those doctors, that is Yolanda, Niyo, Taki, and Liema. It is the way they deliver their speech. It is giving their real doctors, I'm not going to lie. So the next person to go was Mile. Mile's own is that she actually find her time to sleep. That whenever she's back from work, anything she does, like she find difficulty in sleeping, and then Liema delivers some advice there, telling her to make sure the room is not a resting place for her. Guys, these housemates are they themselves. Z's own was heartbroken 5 years relationship that got broken, how it has affected her, yada yada yada. Guys, in their numbers, they were coming out to explain, and it's the delivery from the doctors, the acclaimed doctors for me. So after this question, then this dude had to come for advert. It was looking so real, guys. Like, guys, I don't know. And then Lema with her sweet voice would be like, Siyamo Shadeli. Oh my word. Oh my word. I am totally impressed. I'm not going to lie. So this dude actually did advert for Captain Morgan. A very swift speech. Swift and short. In as much as when they were carrying out this wager, the only thing I was worried about was the time, because they were giving 1 hour. But it was interesting. So interesting. Then we get to the exercise sector. We had young Papi, Mile, and then what's his name, Willie. They both have various parts that they handle. After young Papi finished, Mile's own would come. Mile's own is just like to relieve stress, breathe in, exhale, and all of that, which afterwards really demonstrated his own. Guys, everything was in accordance. Like, it was really going well. After everything, they went back to the question session. Makeke acts like a drunkard, someone who finds solace in drinking, So he actually relayed his problem to the doctors. Guys, it was fun. It was so fun. This dude, all of them, they killed their character. Makeke is so good with this drunken role. I think that one suits him perfectly. What's her name? Else was her own problem was that she's so skinny that she want to add weight. She has tried all she could to make sure she add weight, but all to no avail, So Dr. Neo was the one who attended to her, told her she's okay the way she is. Guys, they were sending the message at the right point. They used the right questions, and then the answers were given was just apt. If you watch this wager, to me, I feel this is the best wager for the season. This lady, was her name, Mpumi. She is one great actress, because I'm not even surprised of what she did today. She's a pregnant woman who is kind of frustrated, needed advice for the kind of exercise she would carry on. The way she carried out her pregnancy role looked like one Mbeke. When I say Mbeke, one village woman like that. You can see her eyebrow. She delivered the role 100%. Well, is it now Jared and Fahima? All more guys. I said this housemate delivered. Oh, hey gosh. Jared and Fahima finished me. They are druggy, like they are addicted to drugs, so they came to ask on ways. He needed to see Jared, one of his trousers was out. He was having his shorts on. Their display was absolutely amazing. That role suits this lady Fahima so well. Like, I think the housemates picked out the role that suits this housemates very well, which afterwards come Mark Jr. Guys, his own is actually funny. In fact, you can see tissue on his hand. His own is simply soapy. I don't know if you guys get what soapy is, but he actually had to satisfy himself by himself. So what I'm trying to say is he's masturbating, something like that, and he's addicted to it. But guess what Dr. Yolanda said? Dr. Yolanda said it's actually good for the health. Hello? That at least that it should not be excess, but at least 4 times in a week. Guys, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Mitch own, I cannot really relate. I think he said he was a pastor, whether he's interested to both guys and ladies in the church, something like that, and he doesn't want to ruin his relationship. I think the person who advised him was Neil, telling him that he might be a bisexual. That's why it happened like that. This person's role was happening, was about to start, and Biggie went on ad and could not even let the housemates pause for us to come back. They were doing already, but her own role was actually that she's a prostitute, and then she's actually a very raw one. She's so stubborn that she had to go fight what was it called, Yolanda, who is trying to advise her. Like, the roles were apt. When she was even trying, this clothes she's wearing is not the size of her up, so the cup did not really cover well. The thing slipped. The thing slipped, but thank God she actually remembered to raise it up. So after this episode, there was the food segment. Of course, we all know these housemates have been living by vegan lifestyle. Like, most of them do not like it. This girl handled this role. What was her name? Else. Okay. As according to them, she's the current Miss Big Brother and Zanzi, and then that is Makeke came to present. They had three chefs who came. Okay, let me say two chefs and then ex beauty queen. After Makeke, it was Mark Jr. Guys, if there's anything you want to say about Mark Jr., you're not gonna take out that this dude is smart and intelligent, because the way he presented his food, he gave the reason. When he mentions cucumber, he's going to tell you what he does to the body without looking at the paper. When whatever he said was offhand, like, he was not looking at any book. So this guy is he's so intelligent. He delivered their vegan whatever they were eating, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and else had to test each and every of the food, in as much as her face was really not giving, though she pretended to be like, oh, it's so incredible, so sweet. And then the next person to actually come was which is the last, was Z. According to them, Z was the former Miss Big Brother and Zanzi. So it is giving ex beauty queen and the current beauty queen. So two of them was together, but Z was looking at her book, while delivering. To me, it would have been more sweet while being sweet, just like Mark Jr. But everybody cannot be the same. So she was looking at her book, the role of cucumber, onion in her salad and everything, a fruit juice that else had to test. So after after the testing and all the shalaye, it was over. That was the last segment. It went back to the host, where the host read just two messages from people from the they said it's from people watching them. They just made it real. It's just like when Lawrence is hosting the show and he's reading message from fans. So, but guys, after everything, the buzzer went off, and then it was time for Biggie to give his verdict. The housemates their faces were like, oh my word. You know how the feeling is now. Biggie called up the head of house, asked him that he noticed that some of the housemates did not cooperate with this wage tax. Biggie listed all he did this week for them, gave them a watch and everything, but he noticed that they were division in the house, they were not cooperative and all of that. And he asked the head of house, was this true or false? And the head of house said, in this arena that they worked as a team, they did well, but in the house, that truly they were not cooperative, that the housemates were not cooperating. And Biggie asked him to sit down and asked, is there anyone that have anything to say regarding what the head of house just said about them not being cooperative as a house? And Yolanda raised her hand. Hold her for mouth. She was like, Biggie, yes, in the aspect of us not being cooperative, it is actually the head of house fault. And which she's not lying, because the head of house is meant to gather the housemates together. Rather, the housemate was begging the head of house to join. And she said all they started off nicely, not until new plan was made, and then the head of house did not buy that new plan. Next thing, there was division. Head of house had his own group and refused to participate on what the majority has decided on. That was where the division was coming. You need to see, when Yolanda was saying this, you needed to see Mark Jr.'s face. Guys, the drama that is brewing this night, I'm still waiting for it. But after she finished saying, Biggie was like, and then the housemates had to be waiting, all eyes, like their heart was beating, boom, boom, boom. To me, I already know they win. I know they win until Biggie now said congrats. Biggie did not even finish the congrats. All of them jumped. They all jumped in jubilation, and Biggie asked them to sit down. After a few jubilation, Biggie now told them that in as much as there is division, in as much as the kind of whatever before them, they actually still try to pull this out. Sincerely, guys, I was not expecting this to be like this. Biggie gave shout out to the team, the wardrobe, the writers, gave shout out to the guests, that is the doctors, to the hosts, and then they were just hyping Papa Ghost because Papa Ghost was just speechless, because we know that if they had failed this wager, hey, Papa Ghost to be the target. So they were just holding Papa Ghost, hyping him, hyping him. Mark Junior's face was not funny. This was not what he really feel like, So now it is given that this dude, Papa Ghost, is actually an intelligent dude. He brought out this idea on how this should go. But because of they feel he's authoritative, they don't want to take his idea at all. Anyways, when they got into the house, his girlfriend hugged him and said she's very proud of him. And Papa Go said, "Thank you so much for staying true with me. Though we fight most times, but we understand each other. Thank you so much for cheering me up." All of that they hugged. I'm like, oh, I go love. Oh. So the housemates were just busy, hyping Papa Goes, Sinaye, Makeke, young Papa. They were just hyping the dude. Well, except for Mark Junior though, and some others, So they were just hyping him. And then Makeke suggested something. He said, whenever the dude has a disagreement, that they should stop doing it in the presence of the ladies, because ladies know how to add petrol. It may seem as though we'll soon be having men conference this season, because Makeke is giving that idea right now. He said female add petrol and things get worse, that they should learn to handle things amicably among themselves, the dudes, okay? So guys, that is how it has gone. Right now, some people are not happy. It is giving as it is sweet us, it is pain them. Meanwhile, Papa Ghost is bragging right now. They do shakara. He's like, I know they play with me. So people are actually commenting. They are like, oh, Papa Ghost now is being appreciated. Somebody that was most hated. And so people are like, do not worry, he will still portray a character that will make people hate him back. So people were like, oh, Mark Junior, they will target him now. Guys, it's just been going round. But the thing is, we are all in for this show. But you see, for this particular wager, the housemate deserves 200%. Like 200%. Kudos to Papa Ghost and the housemate. Anyways, guys, tell me, how do you feel about this wager? Did you watch it or did you not? Anyways, I just delivered it's not even few because I've spoken a lot. I just delivered to tell you exactly how it happens. But for now, let's go to the pool party. Let's go and see how much there. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now, guys.